Center in San Francisco. The Wolves star tandem of Anthony for Minnesota. Same 5 for Golden State from Lakers in 5 games in the first round. And have a 2-1 series lead here in San Francisco. Great hands by Green to get the deflection. Edwards keeps possession though. Edwards on the ball fake. Will try a 3. In and out to start the game. Rebound Green. He had just 2 rebounds, fouled out. Draymond did with 5 minutes to go in the loss the other night. Good start for him with the first points of the game.
A great start defensively as well. Gets the deflection. They've got him on Rudy Gobert primarily so he can roam more defensively. But that's a nice start for him offensively, being aggressive up the floor.
Matching his total from last game in that game 3 loss. On the cut, and he missed the leg. Combined free throw attempts for Butler in the first 2 games.
All the way around, he knows he's going to have to step up as a scorer in addition to all the other things he does tonight to help them win.
Butler missed the second free throw, played 43 minutes. Steve Kerr said he was exhausted at the end of the game. One of the reasons why he struggled offensively in the final 8 minutes. Randall missed the turnaround. Green another rebound. They want Green to really handle the ball a lot tonight. Kind of like a point forward. They need to get up and down the court, says Kerr. Podziemski puts it up and in. Podziemski just 1 basket the other night.
Well, the 2 guys we mentioned at the start have to get offensive contributions from your starters.
Randall drills a 3. Julius Randle averaging 23 points per game in the playoffs. Green goes right at the chest of Randall. Randall, year 11, spent the last 5 years with the Knicks, missed the playoffs last year due to injury, but he is more than made up for it. He's got all 5 here for Minnesota.
And they've had a difficult time with Julius Randle. Anytime he gets a switch with a smaller defender, he is just putting that shoulder down and getting to the rim.
He's a great passer as well, which we saw. Anthony Edwards hit the dagger 3 in that game 3 win, and it was Randall with a terrific driving kick. Buddy Hield fouled on the...
And if you're Minnesota, the impact in that game, he said he's heard him all Kuminga, so he becomes a higher priority, and I think in general the way they're going to make Jimmy Butler play in a crowd.
Edwards splits the defenders, got fouled.
That ball was coming up off the
career playoff game for Anthony Edwards. And in game 3 had his 9th career 35-point game. That's the 2nd most by a player 23 years of age or younger in NBA history. Luka Doncic is number 1. Hield immediately doubled. Shot clock down to 2. Butler sees it. Hoists the 3. Way off the mark.
Forced to take a 3 at the end of the clock.
Hield. Shot clock down to 5. Finds Butler. Through the lane. Handoff. Jackson Davis. And Gobert. Great defense. The 3 ball won't go from Hield as the buzzer sounds. Gobert terrific defensively, especially in the 4th quarter of game 3. The Warriors were 0 for 7 from the floor, with Gobert the nearest defender in that final frame. Shot clock down to 5 for Minnesota. Edwards reverse layup. No good. Gobert trying to tip it to himself. And Podziemski tried to save it and threw it to Randall. 3 until the second half of game 3. Ended up hitting 6 or 10 rather in that second half.
Yeah, Golden State's defense kept them in the game the other night. It does most nights. But then the Stars from Minnesota just really got it done in the second half to close that game. With Golden State here, good job contesting Randall in the post.
Here's Podziemski on the drive. Pull-up jumper. It's good. Great sign for Golden State when he had all of game 3. He was 1 for 10 on Saturday. Edwards swishes home a 3 ball.
Mentality. Anthony Edwards, such a threat. You cannot lose contact with him.
Delay of game warning on Minnesota. The next one would be a technical foul and a free throw for the Warriors. Butler trying to shake McDaniels. And now Hield rises up. Not even close on that triple try, but it's poked out to Green. Green calling for the ball screen. Now the switch. Gobert's on him. Entry pass, Jackson Davis, strong move.
That foul out of the column. Buddy Hield, a false sense of security. When he turned his head, Anthony Edwards sprinted to the open.
Into the playoffs, the Warriors tonight are just 3 of 6 at the line. Tie game, 5 minutes in, 9 apiece. Warriors trying to even this series up, which would help get Steph Curry back. He'll be reevaluated on Wednesday. That's the day of game 5. Then there's a 3-day off period before Sunday's game 6 when he might be able to return. Empty possession for Minnesota. Here's Green again, pushing tempo as Steve Kerr wants. Butler 0 for 1 from the floor. 1 point that came in the opening 2 minutes. Podziemski against McDaniels. Tough shot on the elbow, fall away, offensive board by Butler. Draymond Green, he'll fire and hit a 3.
For Draymond, we know can come and go. It's streaky. He had 4 of them in game 1. Good start tonight on his first 3-point attempt.
He's got 5 points for the Warriors. McDaniels going at Butler, rises up over him and cans the 15-foot J.
Well, I'm so impressed with what he's added to his game. He was primarily just a spot-up 3-point shooter or slasher. Even mid-season, he has added the ability to do that. Get to his shot off the dribble, find his spot.
And from 3-point range, he's shooting 40% in the playoffs. Nice catching traffic, Butler. Swing by Payton. Podziemski no on the 3. Rebound Gobert. Quick outlet Conley. Races up the court. Nobody stops ball. And Conley hits a 3. The Warriors for a month, so it was hard for him to adjust. And as you said, at the end of the regular season, was benched. And we didn't know we'd even see him in the playoffs, but now he might be their second most important offensive player.
And against a team this long and athletic defensively, you need Kuminga because he can do things like that. And his ability to get off the floor, even against bigger backline defenders. Great start, just checking in the game. First touch, gets a layup.
22-year-old in his 4th NBA season, former number 7 overall pick. Naz Reid checking into the game with the skip pass to McDaniels. On the baseline, the jumper is a points in game throw. The team at the line, the Warriors are 3 of 6. Minnesota by 2. 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. And Draymond Green, a primary ball handler with this group on the floor. Here's Podziemski, 2 field goals tonight, none in the first half of game.
The closeout, Podziemski saw it, drew the foul.
Podziemski penetrates, hangs, missed it, poked out to Edwards. Quickly up the court, feeding Randall. Gonna back down Draymond Green. Now falls away, it's good. Julius Randle with 7 early points.
Area of the floor, he's been giving the Warriors a nightmare whip.
Jackson Davis with the flush. Randall got enough airspace to can a 3-pointer. And he's got 2 threes in the game and 10 of the 21 Minnesota points.
And a big smile on his face, and I can see why. Right now the game is very easy for Julius Randle. Everything is happening in the flow.
Green up top, made one earlier, makes another one. Draymond Green, 2. They double Randall, he lost it out of bounds.
Warriors forced a turnover.
Jimmy Butler back on the floor. They got him a little rest here in the first quarter. Green will take a seat. Looney's out there now as well for the Warriors. Butler just 0 for 1 from the floor, looking to facilitate early on. Kuminga's 3, no good. Randall rebounds.
That's a good find, but I think Jimmy Butler had an opportunity there to score inside 5 feet.
Randall thought he was fouled, missed the shot. Podziemski quickly up the court. Kuminga with the step and kick. Here's Payton for 3, and he got it. Golden State.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
There's no question Katie Randall had an outstanding quarter. It's been a great postseason for him. 10 points to lead all scorers, to go with 3 rebounds and a steal. Had a triple-double, the first of his playoff career, in the Game 3 win. Hield got caught in the air, feeds Looney, who had to put it up with a second on the shot clock, and scored.
Both
This year had to find his role. New York clearly. But Randall, a much better passer, as we saw in the last 2 games.
Well, when he got here, I think the thing that Chris Finch has really been impressed by was how good he is with the ball and his ability to make decisions from the power forward position.
Kuminga again puts it on the deck. Nice feed underneath to Looney. And Looney, though, missed it. Got it back. Rims out. And Reed snatches that away from Looney. Reed on the step back. And that's good. A 3. Naz Reid shooting better than 50% from behind the arc in the playoffs. 21 of 41.
That's ridiculous skill set right there for a 6'11 player to stop that quickly, get low, accelerate on a contested 3.
Former undrafted player, 6th man of the year last year. Turnover. Kuminga. Reed up the floor to the corner. Conley. Alexander Walker. The trailer 3 is good. And he did not score in the game.
Turnovers were a big part of the first half on Saturday. Golden State did a great job in that first quarter with just 1 turnover.
Podziemski, no. Jimmy Butler's not even getting touches right now. It's an 8-0 Minnesota run. Butler still has just 1 shot attempt and 1 point. And a foul on Podziemski. Randall with a jab step, fires, gets a 3. Julius Randle 3 for 3 from behind the arc. 11-0 Minnesota run. Hield for 3, answers, swishing it home.
That's a big. Right now, Golden State's got to take away this 3-point line because Minnesota is getting very comfortable.
Randall with a spin, fumbles it away, scoops it up. Shot clock at 10. First points of the game, by the way, for Buddy Hield. 3-pointer, no good. McDaniels. First field goal, I should say, for Hield. He does have a made free throw. Golden State ball down 5. Now Butler gets a touch on the perimeter. Puts it on the deck. Missed it, but the second time, it's good. First field goal for Butler and a forced turnover. Reed lost the ball. 5 quick points for the Warriors. Kuminga. Bodies hit the floor. Kuminga gets to the basket and scores.
Well, the 2 stars from Saturday starting to show some life here as Jimmy Butler gets to the rim. Kuminga as well. Golden State answering that run by Minnesota.
And out. Randall thought about the swing, instead tries. Powerful move by Julius Randle and the kiss off glass.
Yeah, that is a powerful move. But if you're Trace Jackson Davis, when you close out to Julius Randle at the 3-point line, you have to jump on that left hand. He's just not nearly as good finishing going right to the rim.
Hield 3 off target. Randle rebounds. 5 boards, 17 points. Julius Randle in the zone right now. 3 for 3 from 3-point range as well. McDaniels on the back down. Now Butler switches out on to Julius Randle with a shot clock at 6. Randle gathers, launches, and scores with 1 on the shot clock. He can't miss.
Putting on a show offensively. He's hit every shot imaginable here in the first half.
Green turns it over. McDaniels in the open floor with the step through, hang, and finish against Draymond Green because they won the NBA lottery earlier tonight.
The general consensus is that's a can't-miss franchise player down the road.
Muscling that one in as Jimmy Butler got rid of McDaniels on the drive. So 5 points now for Butler. Minnesota shooting 53% from the floor despite Anthony Edwards 2 of 7.
Golden State trying a zone here for the first time. Trying to do something different to give Julius Randle a little different look on his driving lanes.
Randle off the mark, his first. Warriors slowing it down here. A lot of traffic at the top of the circle. And that pass from Butler hit Hield, but saved by Payton. Timer at 4. Butler aware. Spins into the paint. 12-footer is up and good. Getting the bounce. Jimmy Butler starting to get going now.
That's one of the few times he's had the ball at the top of the key in this series and did not have a help defender waiting for him at the elbows. So he took advantage of all that space to get into his spin.
Golden State back within 3. Midway point of the second quarter. DiVincenzo lost the ball, and then Draymond Green.
He puts a hand up, slides well laterally. It's like he
Answered every Minnesota run so far in this game.
and back into the zone here. And I just like this look. Can't do it for long, but for a few possessions at a time could be very effective.
Reed with the shot clock at 3. And a steal by Payton. Back to Hield. Now Payton in the paint. Missed the teardrop. It somehow ends up back in his hands. He missed it.
For him, doesn't get one of those first two to go.
But as you saw there from the replay, clearly offensive basket interference. So no bucket. 44-41. DiVincenzo finally knocks down a three-pointer. His first points of the game.
I'm not sure anybody in this game needed that more than Donte DiVincenzo, the way he has struggled with his shooting.
Green from the corner. An air ball. He's made a couple threes, though, in this game. DiVincenzo lobs down court. McDaniels with the deep catch. Out to Edwards. Edwards on the blow-by, the hang, and the finish with the left hand. Relatively quiet half for Edwards. 8 points. The lead back to 8 for the Wolves. Matches their largest of tonight. Hield for 3. Good!
Well, that's great pin down action for Golden State. And Buddy Hield came up. Jaden McDaniels closing on that shooting and still gets it to go.
DiVincenzo missed the step through. Green quickly ahead, stolen away by Edwards. 3 on 2. Edwards pull-up three-pointer. Rebound Hield. 5-point lead for Minnesota, trying to take a 3-1 series lead. Hield gets past McDaniels. McDaniels
Series, of course, the huge game 7.
off, and then defending champion New York Liberty taking on Las Vegas. 17 to go in the first half. Largest lead for Minnesota has been 8. Warriors led by 5. No Warrior starter in double figures. 10 for Kuminga to lead Golden State.
And they stay in this zone. It's been successful in the last 2 possessions. Really, Minnesota not getting anything going downhill, which is the whole goal.
Conley with 3 to shoot. Hield. Conley, 18th NBA season as a team so far. Conley
The
gets
scoring bursts, particularly Anthony Edwards, and make sure you stay in contact with him. 6-point games, manageable for Golden State, assuming you keep scoring, but the big 4 minutes here heading into the locker room.
especially with Jimmy Butler out. Steve Kerr wants him to be fresh in the fourth quarter. He's played 18 minutes. This is his second stint on the bench. Hield misses inside. Edwards with the rebound and quick run up the court. 6-point lead for the Wolves. Edwards through traffic to the corner. DiVincenzo. Now Conley up top. No good on the 3. And you get 4 guys underneath trying to block out Gobert. Here comes Draymond Green. Stops at the free throw line. Missed it. The tip no good. Looney is there, though, and puts it back in. Gobert, like a point guard, finding Conley. 3 is short. Gobert bats it out. Hield takes it away, though, from Edwards and gets the layup on the other end. The new Golden State WNBA team, its home opener. So that pushed Game 6 back, which could benefit now the Warriors. Steph Curry could return for that Game 6 on Sunday.
You think what's at stake over the next 24 minutes, really for Golden State more so. You go home to Minnesota, go back to Minnesota with a chance to get closed out if you lose this game. Instead, you extend it and might get Curry back.
Podziemski, 20. Warriors sticking with that zone. Edwards with a timer at 10. Conley puts up a 3, and it's no good. Rebounded by Draymond Green.
Those are the shots that Steve Kerr wants to force with this defense. 3-pointers from Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker when he's in the game, and DiVincenzo as well with a couple of freebies.
You look at the first half of the starting. They're 18 of 21, now 19 of 22. They've taken 13 more foul shots than the Wolves.
One name we haven't really mentioned much tonight at all is Rudy Gobert, who had a big factor in Game 3 with his rebounding, his rim protection. He has not really gotten involved in this game at all. The zone has bottled him up a little bit, but Warriors doing a nice job keeping him off the glass.
Randle for 3. It's good. Julius Randle with his 4th 3. He's got 22. Draymond Green, very productive first half. Beautiful shot by Green on the... Green fouled out in crunch time. Part of the reason why the Warriors lost game 3. The defense just wasn't as good when he went out of the game. Edwards on the drive. Kicks it out to Conley. Shot clock down to 3. Conley missed the teardrop. Kept alive, though, by Gobert and Conley. Edwards got the 3.
He loves going left for that shot. When you go for that up fake on the first attempt, he's almost always going to go left, get into that rhythm dribble, and he is just lethal.
First points of the second half. He's got 66 points in the second half in this series in 3+ games. Podziemski in the lane, missed the shot. The putback, though, by Trayce Jackson.
Any type of penetration could create offensive rebounding opportunities because you're going to get movement out of Gobert, and he's going to reoccupy against the penetration, and that time Trayce Jackson-Davis was right there behind to get the putback.
They have 7 more offensive rebounds than Minnesota in this game. The Wolves a much bigger team. Edwards on the step back as Draymond Green falls into his bench. Gobert with the off-3. We asked Chris Finch before the game, why is it so far in this series that Edwards
turned around his half? He got much more aggressive having seen the ball go through the basket, but he's come out from Jump Street tonight looking for his own offense.
Gobert ties the game with 2 free throws. And again, Draymond Green running the point, getting it into the forecourt quickly. Podziemski into the lane, tried to draw the foul on Randall. Bounces to Butler, 3 for 5 from the floor, 7 points for Butler. Draymond Green way off on the 3. Did make 2 in the first half. Minnesota looking to retake the lead. Great move by Edwards, knifing through the lane, goes to the left hand. Just an absolutely
contested threes.
To your point, Randall and Edwards are 8 of 14 from 3 as Green misses. And the rest of the team is just 4 for 13 from three-point range. Anthony Edwards has 5 of Minnesota's last 6 baskets, including a 30-footer at the buzzer to end the first half. Drives on heel, swing to Randall. Jab and fire. Randall's 3 no good. Rebound Butler. By the way, Butler hasn't scored or even taken a shot since the midway point of the second quarter. But he scores there. 9 points and ties the game.
And I like the fact that he advanced the ball off the dribble, got a brush screen near half court to give him some freedom to attack. Rudy Gobert was not willing to come out and challenge that. It's an easy 15-footer for Butler.
Edwards step through, foul, and puts it.
To let you drop back to the ground before he releases the ball, it's really special.
I mean, most guys would not have been able to get that shot off before their feet hit the floor, and it's still just a shooting foul. 2 free throws rather than an and 1.
And quad a little bit, but Julius Randle, I think, sold that pretty well. There was some contact in the lower body.
I mean, it was a late sell as well. Empty possession, though, for Minnesota. 3-point Wolves lead. Butler driving. Goes underneath Gobert, and Gobert stood his ground, didn't foul him. Numbers for the Wolves. Randall takes to the corner. Conley. And Mike Conley's 3 pushes the lead to 6.
The same shot he just hit. A little pull-up 12-footer, decided to challenge Gobert.
Great defense by Gobert, blocking Kuminga. Offensive rebound, Butler. Minnesota now 13 of 26 from 3. They've made 8 more threes than the Warriors. That's the difference in the game. Randall throws it.
Lean backs. He's not very comfortable. That time, throws the ball into the first row.
Green likely will be named NBA All-Defense for the 9th time in his career. Finished 3rd Defensive Player of the Year honors. Shot clock down to 4. Minnesota on a 10-2 run. Kuminga. Again, excellent defense from Rudy Gobert, the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Edwards tries another 3. Edwards switches that one home. Rips the net on a triple. He's got 25. That's his 5th 3.
You can feel he's sensing right now the moment for Minnesota and what it would mean to get out of here with a win. He's starting to take over this game. Golden State's not staying connected enough on the perimeter.
He's got 11 in the quarter. He's owned the second half in this series. Butler gets deep. Spinning, missing. Rebound McDaniels. Ball in the hands of Edwards again. Edwards for three. Of course! A 12-0 Minnesota run. And thanks to Edwards, they've opened up a 12-point lead. He has more threes, 6, than the Warriors have as a team, 5.
And the Warriors offense is really hurting them as much as anything right now. They just have 8 points through the first 7 minutes of this quarter.
Kuminga missed the 3. And at what point does Jimmy Butler say, I have to take over. I have to be the one to look to score?
Now, if you're asking my opinion on it, that they've got to treat this like almost like a game 7 to try to get this back, even extend the series. You know that they're hoping that Steph Curry makes an appearance at some point.
Edwards bricked that one. Just 8 shot attempts for Butler, and he's only been to the line twice, and that was basically at the beginning of the game. That's a problem if he's not getting to the free throw line. Kuminga in the corner, 16 first half points for him. Hasn't scored yet here in the third. But really nobody has for the Warriors. Shot clock down to 4. Great defense. Edwards pokes it away. Randall and Edwards have combined for 50 points. DiVincenzo got another 3, the 16th.
Again, the turnovers leading to offense for Minnesota. Kuminga too loose with that handle. Anthony Edwards pokes it away.
Another offensive quarter. It's a 15-0 run by Minnesota. The game was tied at the 8-minute mark. Now it's Reed for 3. In and out. But Gobert with the rebound.
With an offensive rebound.
Here's Edwards. Stops at the free throw line and scores again. 30-point. And without Steph Curry, do the Warriors have enough firepower to come back?
On both ends of the floor, but they desperately need something to stop the bleeding.
They don't get it though. Hield missed a 3. Edwards is outscoring the Warriors 18-6 or 16-8 here in the quarter. But a turnover by Edwards. Interception from Podziemski. Kuminga downhill gets the layup. And that stops the bleeding for now, ending a 17-0 run. 3-minute mark, 15-point lead for the Wolves. Trying to go up 3-1 in the series before they go home for Game 5 Wednesday. Lob to Gobert from.
It's important to take care of the basketball right now with the 20-point lead here in the quarter to play.
And Jimmy Butler starting the fourth quarter on the bench. DiVincenzo with 5 on the shot. They were 0 for 6 from 3 in that third quarter, so obviously they got to start getting something to fall from deep. They go inside here, and Kuminga misses the layup. Golden State just 5 for 19 for the game from behind the arc. Minnesota's made 11 more threes than the Warriors. Buddy Hield spinning on DiVincenzo and getting the layup.
See all threes right now for Golden State. No Gobert on the floor. There are opportunities. If you keep your dribble, you can get all the way to the rim.
Speaking of getting all the way to the rim, and it hasn't been as good as it needed to be.
No, they have not stopped the ball at the point of attack up the floor. Got to contain penetration first. Force that ball to be kicked out.
Kuminga hitting that 34.
10 3-point attempts per game in the regular season.
That missed free throw ends a stretch of 19 consecutive makes. They had a second chance opportunity, but Podziemski continues to struggle from 3. 0 for 4 tonight, 4 for his last 24. 0 for 7 are the Warriors this half. They didn't make a half in the first half of Game 3. First time in a playoff game since 07. A miss by Conley. Excellent look by Anthony Edwards. Podziemski fouled by the line. Gets the bounce on back win for Oklahoma City. Podziemski misses a free throw. 18-point lead for Minnesota. And a foul.
Needed his shooting in these two games, and he's a combined 3 for 20 in games 3 and 4.
Minnesota kicking it around the park a little bit, but so are the Warriors. A turnover by Hield. Alexander Walker around the screen. Reed's pass intercepted by Hield. And Hield blew the layup. Podziemski is there, though, with the stick.
Yeah, Dave. Well, Finch says Anthony Edwards' consistency throughout the playoffs this season has been his biggest area of growth this year. Finch says Ant's an excitable guy, so in years past, There were a lot of ups and downs, kind of living and dying with everything that happened in a playoff series. He said now you can sense a calmer, more even approach because he knows what to expect. Finch says Ant still has to bring us the energy he always does, but he's more tempered this postseason, and you can tell in his play and production.
Yeah, last year had such an impact on him and this whole team.
Randall could be the alpha, which, you know, he's added to his game, but also his personality type. He's a fighter, and he wants to win.
Golden State not out of it, though. Free throws by Kuminga get it to 16. 9-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Gobert underneath, foul.
Rudy Gobert catches that ball. It's a smart foul by Draymond Green, but Rudy Gobert.
But if Minnesota can close that out, there's a chance that Denver-Oklahoma City series goes 7, and then Minnesota gets a chance to get a little rest. First things first, they got to close this out. Gobert gets it done at the free throw line. By the way, the Warriors have not had a made three-pointer since the 4:49 mark of the second quarter. They've missed 7 straight. They get a 2-pointer from Draymond Green. 12 points for Green.
Can't trade baskets at this point. Golden State has to get stopped, but Minnesota is just getting the ball into the gut of the lane immediately up the floor with some of the gambles that Golden State is taking right now on the perimeter.
A lot of easy baskets for Minnesota in the second half. Not so much in the first. Hield doubled to Draymond Green. Sets his feet. Front rim to 3. McDaniels with the rebound. Minnesota on offense shooting almost 70% from the floor this half. Kuminga going for the steal. Couldn't get it away from Randall. Randall triple-double in game 3. 26 points here in game 4. Gobert hits the deck. Shot clock down to 3. Randall doubled. Cross-court pass. DiVincenzo after it was tipped by Butler. And at
the end, Golden State with a stop.
The time is now for the Warriors with 7.5 to go. Kind of feels like the last opportunity for a big run here. Entry pass to Butler, catching deep in traffic. Didn't even look at the rim, just kicked it out. Shot clock at 5. Podziemski spinning, missing, and defensive rebound Conley.
And you can see with Jimmy Butler really just not aggressive, looking for his shot in the lane, how difficult a position it puts in some of these role players trying to make plays off the dribble against an elite defense.
Conley again to the basket. Well defended by Kuminga. Out to McDaniels. 2 to shoot. And McDaniels missed it. Rebound Green. Hield tracks it down at midcourt. Podziemski underneath. Great play, McDaniels. With the way the Wolves play on the road. If they win this game, they're 10-3 on the road the last seasons. Would be 4-1 this postseason. If they close this out, 6.5 to go. Leading by 20.
And their stars leading the way. Julius Randle again with a floater. 58 now between Edwards and Randle.
Good block by Gobert. Edwards still series for Julius Randle. Missed that free throw though. He counts on 7 Eastern time.
And Julius Randle was laughing after that miss because that's his first missed free throw of the series. He was able to convert the second one. And after getting 60 combined in game 3, they're back to 59 tonight.
And they just had their biggest lead of the game, but Draymond Green inside gets the basket. Jimmy Butler still stuck on 9 shot attempts, 12 points. Again, just doesn't look himself here.
They've got no made threes in the second half tonight of game 4.
Klay Thompson part of a sign and trade with the Mavericks, so obviously no longer a member of the Warriors, and 2 threes, and the rest of the team has a combined 3.
State really to do anything offensively, and you put.
The Warriors haven't lost 3 straight games since mid-December. They've only lost 3 straight games in the playoffs, 1 time since Steve Kerr took over as head coach, and that was in the NBA Finals when they lost to the Cavaliers in 2016. In danger.
He had 13 points already in that game in a quarter and against him when it was just tough to get any daily lead. To find some space, have a great start, and then unfortunately grab that hamstring.
He'll get on the plane though with the team. They'll reevaluate him on game day, and we'll see if he plays Wednesday in game 5. If not, they need obviously a win to get to a game 6 back here Sunday. Empty possession, though, for the Warriors. The Wolves defense has really stepped up here in the second half. 19-point lead for Minnesota, 5-minute mark. Conley, lob for Randall, catches underneath the basket. And a foul. Get back here.
Great contributions tonight as well from other guys. I think Conley's been a stabilizer for them. And McDaniels has chipped in with 10 points and 13 boards.
Green missed it with the left hand. Rebound Gobert. What's really interesting about Minnesota is Anthony Edwards is clearly the star. Julius Randle's been an all-star. The other guys know their role. Mike Conley knows his role. Jaden McDaniels defend for good as you look at Santos and Spencer, Moody, Kevin Knox in the game. So it looks like Steve Kerr is going to give his starters the rest of this game off, assuming the comeback attempt won't happen, and try to hopefully be at full strength on Wednesday. But that depends, of course, on the health of Steph. Conley's three, no good. Rebound Moody.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, everybody's different with these injuries, but having some experience with it, that would really be hard-pressed to imagine Steph Curry back for Game 5. I think all along they were hoping to somehow get this to a Game 6 at minimum where he could reemerge.
Post for three. Comebacks throughout this season, regular season and postseason. First three of the half for the Warriors.
And
by the way.
Post hits it, and he was very good for them all season. But Steve Kerr feels like this series a little too fast, a little too physical for him. But when you're that desperate for shooting, you think maybe he could have found an opportunity to get a few minutes. He knocks down the first three he gets.
And Moody, no baskets in this series. That would have got it to 13 with 3 minutes to go. Chris Finch keeping his starters in the game, even though Golden State has emptied its bench. Edwards looking to take Knox off the dribble, and he coughs it up. Numbers for the Warriors if they hurry. Knox in transition with the slam. Down to 14.
Chris Finch fully aware of some of the leads we've seen erased in this postseason. I don't think he's nervous yet, but he certainly would like to see a basket on this possession.
What a team, but
both stars giving you 30-point nights.
114-98 Minnesota, 2.5 minutes away from a 3-1 series lead. And Knox throws. So Podziemski was 3 of 14. Buddy Hield was 4 of 11 tonight. Jimmy Butler just 9 field goal attempts in 34 minutes. 14 points, only 5 free throw attempts. The Warriors 6 of 23 from 3, while Minnesota made 16 out of 33. Edwards missing there, carried over to the third quarter. Had a 17-0 run.
The first half, they did everything they needed to offensively, but it's just so difficult. Any team in this league.
Finally makes a shot. He was 0 for his last 16 before that make. A foul. State, since emptying its bench, has now made 2 threes after making 5 the entire game. And Santos blew the layup, and Post couldn't get the putback. 2 opportunities right at the rim to maybe make it interesting the final 90 seconds, but the Warriors come up empty.
Give not Reed credit. He didn't give up on that play. Didn't concede the layup to Santos. Able to get back and make a play on it.
Conversation.
Absolutely no question whatsoever. They are group. They've got star talent. They've got great defense. They've got size. They're not as deep as probably you would like, playing 8 guys every night. But they're a very complete basketball team, and this has been impressive what they've done here tonight.
And the 2 best teams in the East are in trouble. Cleveland and Boston. And Jason Tatum. Again, we don't know the update yet. Maybe have that on SportsCenter for you. Santos with the basket. 10-point game. And teams down 3-1 have won the series just 4% of the time in NBA playoff history. Only 13 teams in 293 instances of a
trying to stay alive.
Shot clock at 8. Naz Reid missed the 3. Golden State ball. Warriors got to hurry. Down 10. Santos with a blow by. Here's Moody. Too strong on the 3. And now
Steph Curry, and if somehow, some way, Minnesota in this series without Curry. They said an update on Wednesday. Pretty coy about it and not really revealing exactly what he's doing right now physically.
how about the parity right now?
You know, you look at what they had to by winning Game 4 and getting that back even. I don't think they played their best basketball yet of the postseason, but they won 68 games this year.
It really feels as games to 1. And their teams have got
A team that has won big games on the road in the playoffs during the...
And minus Edwards, Chris Finch keeping the other starters on the floor. Santos 3, but is it too late? 7 points with 10 seconds to go. They got a foul. They don't, but DiVincenzo for the answer. The Minnesota Timberwolves lead the Golden State Warriors 3 games.